in the herd is Tiffany, where we talk about travel, lifestyle, and mental health. Follow us on Instagram at Sweet Tiffy's, Twitter at Sweet Tiffy's, Facebook Sweet Tiffy's Inspirations, and Tiffany-Travels.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Here's the Carnival cruise. I finally made it. Finally on the cruise, y'all. First meal of the day. I'm so hungry. I'm just getting a burger.
Welcome back to Where in the Herd is Tiffany. On today's video, we are talking about excursions, and we are primarily talking about me being on the Carnival Radiance and Cabo San-Lucas, okay? So if you've never been to Cabo San-Lucas and you are going to take a cruise, this will be a great video for you. So stay tuned.
So you can't just get straight on the cruise ship. You have to get on one of these. So they take people on and take people back. So I'm going to check in. Excuse me.
So I want to explain a little bit about the Cabo port, okay? So basically, most cruise ships are able to pull up to like a curb in the sea, right? But unfortunately, in Cabo, there is none of that. So what will happen is the cruise ship will stay on sea, and then you will get into a smaller boat to get off on the Cabo port, okay? So from my understanding, how Carnival Radiance or our Carnival was doing this day was everybody that had booked trips with Carnival and had time slots were basically ferried off first, okay? Then those people that did not have anything planned, they were ferried off fairly later in the day, okay? If that gives it any type of context, okay? So because I missed my ship and got to Cabo at a certain time, I didn't have to be included in that number, right? But about the same time I was getting off back about the cruise, that was around 2 o'clock, those people that had not booked anything were getting off at the same time. So just to let you know a little bit about the difference between booking with Carnival and not booking with Carnival. The thing is, when you book with Carnival, clearly you already have everything set up. You're able to kind of get off and find the people that you need to, right? And clearly they got priority to get off, right? But those trips or excursions are almost more expensive than if you waited to get off of the boat, okay? So that's some of the benefits of booking with Carnival. Now, some of the benefits of booking out in the ports is that they're probably much cheaper than what you can get them on the cruise. That I will say though, in terms of time, because we don't want you to miss that port like I did. If you book with Carnival, you're almost like guaranteed to make sure you get back to the boat in time. If anything happens, they would, I don't know, wait on you or whatever the case. It would be their responsibility basically. Versus if you're booking off on an excursion that has nothing to do with Carnival, if you are not back to that boat, it don't matter. They are leaving you, and that's the end of that story. So those are the benefits or the pros and the cons of booking either with Carnival or not.
Yes. This is where you enter the ship. I finally made it to Cabo.
I did not book an excursion with Carnival, and so this is what I did. So basically, there is almost kind of like a U-shaped thing going on, and you see that in the video. And there are a bunch of shops that you can walk up. There's pharmacies, there's souvenirs, there are people selling excursions all up and down there. So if you don't worry about not finding anything, right? So because I had limited time, I decided to take a small boat, right? And the small boat was only $10, okay? And so for about, I don't know, it was maybe an hour or like less than an hour. So basically it's almost called like a water taxi, right? So make sure that you have cash on hand. I'm so glad I had cash, or there's ATMs, but if you already have cash, it's just better. And so give them the money. They're going to take you out, and they're going to take you out. So you're going to see the arch, however you say it. That's famous for Cabo. So you'll get a chance to take a picture. I have one. They're also stop at some beaches or whatever, but remind you, if you only pay the $10 to do this little tour, they're not going to let you off or anything. I think it's probably maybe $15, maybe $20 to let you off on these beaches and then come back. I just didn't have time for it, nor did I forgot to bring my bathing suit. out with me once I got back on the little ferry. So we saw the sea lions, and you're just out on there just chilling. Like, so if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you still want that experience of being out on the sea, then definitely do the water taxi situation. I mean, you can't beat $10, right? And I think I gave him like a $5 tip, the guy that was guiding our boat. You don't have to, but you know, it's always nice to give him a tip. I mean, the thing was only $10. So much to do out there.
You did.
Ports, we have pharmacies, shopping. There's all the boats. That's what they call it, the marina. So stuff to shop. Then they have like tours all up and down here. People are gonna actually buy tours all day long. The tour that I just took was right here. In the marina right there, so we went to the different spots. So yeah, this is what the port looks like.
So next up, I end up seeing it's called Cafe Cabo or Cabo Dolphins or whatever the case is. And so I saw this excursion on the cruise line, right? And luckily I didn't book it because of my situation. So I happened to come up on it and I was like, oh, this looks like so much fun. I done the dolphin swim in Bahamas before, but I didn't get pictures last time. So I was like, okay, let's do it again. So as I walk in there, I check out the price. I think the cheapest packet was like $115 maybe. And then I think it maybe went up to like $150. And I was like, oh, okay. If I don't find anything else to do, I'll definitely come back and do the dolphins. So as I'm going to ask about the pictures, right? I go to the picture department, and in the picture department, these prices for these pictures were expensive. Like the cheapest packet I saw was $200. Okay, so that $200, y'all, mind y'all, is not included in the price of the actual dolphin. So I would have been paying almost like $300 just to do this dolphin excursion. That was not in my budget. Even if it was, I'm like negative. Now the lady said you could kind of bargain a little bit, but even if I bargain, are you going to take a whole $100 off? Probably not. So that's the reason why I didn't do the dolphins. But as you can see, I definitely got some pictures of the dolphins and what they did. So I enjoyed it. Although I'm pretty sure I would have enjoyed it more if I were up and close person. So you have to make the decision if you want to do the dolphin and if you're going to get the pictures and if you're going to spend all of that money. If you feel like it's worth it, hey, I say go for it.
So we are at the Cabo Dolphins. They have all types of stuff here. I think they have snorkeling, yachts, skydiving. Just a lot of different stuff to do.
let's walk around the port. Like, the port is super cool just to walk around. As I was walking around, it was Dia des Muertos. I'm probably saying that wrong, but this Day of the Dead. So there was people out there doing like cultural dances and different things like that. So that was cool to see. And they had like an altar set up of how they do things for the Day of the Dead. So that was actually cool to see. And then if you just want to buy stuff, go ahead and buy.
Bueno, sí, a continuación tenemos la danza de la conquista para que los recibamos con un fuerte aplauso, ya que ellos vienen a exponer su danza y, cómo no, darle las gracias por visitarnos hoy, que hoy estamos una vez más, el segundo aniversario que hacemos acá en Senegal, y están invitados todos para que lleguen a la misma hora de 10, 11 de la mañana. Un aplauso lo recibimos. Que se escuche.
Lechera, cajeta, Nutella. These are the flavors. These are the flavors right here. And it's the one that I got. This one has like lechera in it. This one is like condensed milk. This is how long the line is snakes around. This is how long the line is to get back to the boat. They said 5:15, but clearly we're not gonna all get on there by 5:15. But you can see the line from this way. Some people don't even get off the boat because they say they like how quiet it is when everybody's on for the excursion. What a time!
And then lastly, getting back onto the boat. So I think we had to be back by 5:15. And so when I say be back by 5:15, you need to be back in that line, right? Or be back. If they say 5:15, get in that line at 5 o'clock. So basically they said 5:15, but everybody got in the line at the same time. So we definitely didn't leave by 5:15. But so that you don't be late or anything, just go in advance. Or if you don't want to stand in that line, I would say try to get in line at 4 o'clock. But because I only had a limited amount of time already, I wanted to stay out, as much as I could to see what was going on in Cabo, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a couple things of what you can do in the port in Cabo if you do not book an organized tour. See you next time.